Shalom Aleichem. In our parasha, Parashat Bereshit, we find different ways of how to avert issues that are uncomfortable for you. You are put on the spot. How do you deal with that? We see all the wrong ways of how to deal with that. It's interesting that in the very beginning of the Torah, in the very beginning of the creation, already the human nature comes in full force to show how to deal, or the wrong way to deal with issues that are hard, issues that you find difficult to deal with. Let's start with Adam Arishon. Adam Arishon was caught doing something wrong. He shouldn't have ate from the fruit that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him not to eat. So therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu approaches him, he tells him, V'kra Adonai Elohim el Adam, Ve'omer lo ayeka, where are you? And he right away says, Ve'omer et kolcha shamati bagan, ve'rak ke'erom anochi ve'chabe. He says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I heard your voice, and I hid. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu right away puts him on the spot. He asks him the question, and he waits for an answer. What's the question? Ve'omer, mi yigid lecha ke'erom ata? Amin ha'etz asher tziviticha leviteh ochol mimeno achalta? Who told you that you are erom, undressed? Did you eat from the fruit of the tree that I told you you shall not eat? Now, Adam Rishon should have answered the question. Yes, no. Why did you do such a thing? Instead of that, he changes the blame. He takes the blame on his wife. ואומר האדם, האישה אשר נתת עמדי, היא נתנה לי מן העץ ואוכל. He does not address the question, but rather he changes the blame. He throws his arrows on the wife that he has. Same thing with the wife. ואומר אדוני אלוהים לאישה, מה זאת עשית? ותאמר אישה, הנחש השיעני ואוכל. When he asked the wife, Chava, what did you do? Why did you eat from the fruit of the tree? She tells him, oh, it's the snake. Right away, take the blame and take it to someone else. Later on, we see that same idea with Cain. Cain and Hevel. Right after that, Cain murders Hevel. ויאמר קין אל הבל אחיו באותם בשדה ויקום קין אל הבל אחיו ויהרגהו. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu approaches Cain and he waits for an answer. He wants an answer. Just answer me. I'll ask you a question, address the question, and answer me. ויאמר אדוני אל קין ואחיך, where is Hevel? Right away, Cain answers, ויאמר לא ידעתי השומר אחי אנוכי. What do you want from me? What am I, a guardian, a watchman of my brother? So again, you can either blame someone else for your faults, as Adam and Chava did, or like Cain, like ignore the blame and play the innocent. What do you want from me? I didn't do anything. That's another way to try to get away from the blame. Same thing happens with Lemech. Lemech, Rashi explains, killed Cain and Hevel Cain. And he says, ויקח לו למך שתי נשים, שם האחת עדה, ושם השנית צילה. And then afterwards, the whole thing that Rashi explains how they died. ויאמר למך לנשיו עדה וצילה, שמען קולי נשי למך, אז הנה אמרתי, כי שרקתי לפצעי, וילד לחבורתי. He says to them that it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my. It's not because I did so purposely. It was a mistake that I killed them. What happens over here? We see that the wives of Lemech, which were wives that the story goes that they separated from him because he killed two people, as we explained. So he tells them, it's not my fault, I didn't do it purposely. It happened like that because I'm blind, I didn't see what I'm doing, I thought it was an animal, I shoot an arrow. Whatever the story is, Rashi brings down. But he tells them, it's not my fault, so you don't need to separate from me. So what's the answer? We don't find an answer. That's a third way of addressing an uncomfortable situation. When you don't know what to answer, you simply don't answer. You avoid the whole thing and you don't answer. This is a very interesting thing because it's wrong. He tells you something. Come and answer. What's your answer to this thing? How do you deal with such a thing? So we don't find that there's a way how to deal with those issues. And what would be the right way to deal with those issues? Whenever somebody comes and asks you something, you have to actually answer him. If you're at fault, you tell him, I was wrong. If you are right, so you tell him, this is my answer. This is the reason I was doing whatever I was doing. This is something that we found again over and over in the parasha. We really need to pay attention to that. We can see that very much in politicians. Politicians, when they ask questions, they always try to, if it's uncomfortable for them, they might lose votes because of that. You ask them, are you supporting Hamas? If you are a jihadist, as some run for becoming a mayor of cities, and they don't want to say yes, it's going to lose the Jewish vote. So what do? You change the conversation. You say, I'm only interested in making the economy in New York better. If they ask you, are you supporting getting Netanyahu arrested if he comes over here? It's not my topic right now. I'm not interested right now in that idea. I'm more interested in making sure that New Yorkers will be successful, and so on and so forth. When you always try to avert the question, you know that there's something on the line that you are uncomfortable with. It is what it is. That's an answer. But whenever you're doing such a thing, you're really answering that you're at fault, and this is your opinion, but you don't want to say it at a time because you might lose votes, you might lose something else. As we see in the parasha over and over again, there's more examples here in the parasha that we see such a thing, that a question was not being answered, but rather being averted.